So we should focus about this feedback. Make sure you write this point somewhere. You should actually feedback. In every company there is this portal for feedback, and we'll have to provide our feedback every month. I work in IBM, and in our case, we'll have to provide our feedback every 6 months about the manager, the peers, everyone. So through feedback also we can improve our communication. Then collaborative environment. Collaborative environment. Okay, I have the permission now. Okay, is my screen visible? Team will work in a group project. It's not at all single projects. We'll be assigned to a team. We'll have to work with that team. So collaborative, we should that collaborate. We should have that collaboration skill. That is also something you'd need to build up through this, communities. We have this group projects coming up in other universities. Okay. So I guess not just K2, in every university you have this final year project. Uh, and there what they do is, in our college and all, what they did was, everybody should be also all are our queries. So such things can only be, like only through communication we'll be able to tell the other person what our feedbacks are. So communication is really important in the technical world, and I guess you can achieve them through this community activities. Go for a community activity, go there, you will see various people, you should talk to them, you will understand what is the current, what all are they conducting, those events conducted by them. So like, you'll understand what the importance of communication is. Unless you step into this world of community, you'll never understand what communication skills are. We'll find out. Like, I've seen people who are still struggling to communicate. People of 8 and 9 years of experience, people still they are trying to develop their communication skills. So it would be better if you have this particular skill in your career, in your early career, then you are kind of settled, I would say. Then networking is another important thing. I guess in IEEE also we know what networking is. We'll have to talk with other people. First one is connecting with people. We need to connect with other people. So how did this Informatica happen? For 3 4 colleges collaborated, they communicated, and how did they get to know each other? They had this networking platform through this computer society. They had that particular networking system was there, so they communicated or they connected with other people, women in computing representatives from other colleges, and they connected, and then this event was organized. So networking is also another important part. You You need to talk to people. You need to talk to people with whom you feel you will develop your skills. It's not that you should talk to other people regarding your, not regarding the movies and all. It should be something technical. You should connect with people who have enough knowledge in technical world, who provides us internships. Or you, if you feel okay, this guy can help me in getting a job, or this guy can help me in referring to an internship, you should connect with that guy, either through LinkedIn, anywhere. Like, if you feel he's kind enough, then you should message him. It's not him, it can be her also, so you should message that guy. So connecting with people is very important. And then taking part in hackathons. You guys know about this hackathons, right? Or is there anyone who have no idea about what hackathon is? Okay, I guess I'll take that as an S. So everyone knows what hackathon is. Hackathons are very great platform to network. I usually, in my college days, I went to a hackathon, and the fun fact was I was actually alone from my college. There were nobody, and they told, you cannot join the hackathon as a single person. You should form a team. So they, like, I asked them, I have no, I don't have any people from my college. They are not interested in coming. So they told me they have a couple of other people also. So they, what they did was, they connected us. We connected to each other. We connected, like, they told, like, they gave us the uh, Google sheet. We searched in the LinkedIn, and then we connected. And then it was an online hackathon, and then we connected. And one of my closest friend in technical world, I would say, that girl has been helping me a lot. So taking part in hackathons will surely help you getting more height. Because hackathon is something, it is not, it can be any hackathon, not just technical, it can be non-technical also. So we'll see fresh minded people, we'll see, very talented people out there. So we can increase our networking. We'll understand what all are the latest trends happening in the world of tech. And next is mentorship. You should seek mentorship with mentors. There are people, they are willing to help you. There are certain people who are ready to help you, but there are also certain people who are not at all ready to help you. So you should find out who all are willing to help you. You should go to them, ask them, like, will you be my mentor? Connect with them, communicate with them, show them your projects, ask them your doubts. They'll gradually become your mentor. They'll help you out in everything. And then you both can learn. And then through networking only, you will get a mentor. Or, like, nobody's there to come and tell you, okay, I'll mentor you. Nobody's going to come. You should find out on yourself. Then collaboration. Networking's important part is collaboration. You need to collaborate. That is very important skill. In my first manager, he told me, I was not that, I was not that at all, not at all a collaborative person. And then my manager once told me, Sarin, I don't think you are that collaborative. It would be better if you collaborate with your teammates. And I simply thought, what is this guy meaning? What all should I do to collaborate? And then I went to my office. I told my team members, like, okay, my manager told me this. So, is there anything am I lacking? And then they told me, like, I used to go to the office early morning. Like, around 8 a.m. I would be in the office, and then I leave the office by 5 p.m. And then they all came to the office at around 11 a.m. and they'll go by 7 p.m. So, what they told me was, sit, we'll have a coffee, we'll discuss, and then we'll figure out what you are lacking. So I talked with them, and then I understood this collaboration. We need to, express what we are feeling. If we feel that particular code is not working, or if we feel that particular script is incorrect, we should tell. Earlier, I would think, okay, whatever, this is not my part, let that guy do. I'm not sure if it works or if it goes wrong anywhere. But once I started collaborating and communicating, I really understood the difference. The, efficiency in our product increased. Everybody started collaborating, and then our percentage of productivity really increased, and our manager was also very happy with that. So networking is another important or crucial part in this world of technology. Then volunteering. So volunteering, you know about this technical and non-technical volunteering that happens through this IEEE. There are technical events happening. Like this is kind of technical, maybe. No, this is a non-technical event. There are certain technical events happening, like kind of talk sessions or other, workshops, hackathons and all. You should volunteer for them. You should either be a participant or you should be a coordinator. There you will see lots and lots of people. Then you'll understand the level at which we are in. There are chances in technical volunteering, also in non-technical volunteering. Then through volunteering we'll develop our skills. Once we start volunteering, we'll find happy. The joy of volunteering. Have you heard of this joy of volunteering? It's the tagline of IEEE. So, joy of volunteering is something which we get once we start this volunteering. So, if we start this volunteering, then we'll understand. Okay, so we there are so many technical or technologies out there, and we'll have to learn these many technical things. So, we'll gradually. It is gradually. Uh, Okay. Okay. So skill development will develop gradually. It's not there is this curve. You will have to start and then it won't shoot up very, it is not at all accelerating. You should wait. It it should happen on its own. Then there are leadership opportunities. The thing is, uh, in every technical world, you will start as a developer. Then, after around 8 years or 9 years or even 10 years, you will become a team lead. Once you are a team lead, like then you have this technical knowledge to, help other people in your team, and then you'll be an architect. Architect is somebody who decides about the what architecture our product or project should be. So you will be promoted to an architect, and then only after that only, if you have this people management skills only, you will be promoted to a manager. So leadership opportunities are also, very depending on this volunteering. If i i used to be a very self-centric person in the initial days of my career. So I used to go, as I said, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. was my work time, not work time. I used to go, I found happiness in that time. And then I understood, like there's I'll show, like my manager, after my like, discussion with my manager, what I understood was I'll always be a developer. I have no, if I try to break out my nutshell, then I'll become some other, I'll be promoted, or else I'll still be in that particular area. So I understood the importance of volunteering. And in every company there is like nobody is going to force you, or like nobody is going to compel you. Nobody's going to ask you to come, we'll have this time. No, we should ask for our, interest. If you are interested in volunteering, or if you are interested in doing a particular thing, you should tell them, okay, I am interested in this anchoring. There are in this technical world there will be so many things. That is there is this fund for ISA and CSR activities. That is something for charity. Not charity. There is charity, there is volunteering, there is everything. So what you should do is, everyone should do is, you should volunteer. You should tell that person or the point of contact there, and you should tell them, okay, I am interested in volunteering for this month. And you will go to some schools or colleges, or they'll have you heard of this skill build internships? There are certain internships offered by IBM and other companies. So what they do is, if I find myself to be a CSRian, then what I should do is, I should ask the person in my company, okay, I am willing to help out the college students, and then they'll assign me to a particular project, and then I'll mentor the students who have taken that project as their internship project or anything. And then uh, then I will get this visibility. Then my manager will know, okay, so Saran can handle technical and non-technical activities, so she can be promoted. So leadership opportunities will only come if you start this volunteering. That is very important. Then community contribution, as mentioned, you should contribute to community. This is actually a very technical world. There is nothing, we should collaborate, communicate, and we should create an empathy kind of feeling. We should have that particular feeling. Nobody is going to judge you. If we feel empathetic towards a person, we should we should say that out, and then such feelings or emotions will also be valued. And then community contribution is something I feel it as something empathetic, so that is also part of volunteering. Then through this volunteering, you will get this visibility, you will be recognized, and then you will be promoted. Of course you will be promoted. Then how to learning. So learning in this technical world, there are several frameworks there. You might have heard about this React, maybe Vue, Angular, but have you heard about this Frappe? Anyone? Frappe, Prisma, any names have you heard? No. See, there are several, infinitely many uh, frameworks out there that really makes our task simple. We are still, we are still into that React and all those basic things. We are still hugging the Java and saying, okay, we know coding. That is not at all the technical world is. We should adapt. So continuous learning is required. Then knowledge sharing. So we learn something, we should teach other people, like we should mentor them. There are people, like in colleges, you'll find people who are jealous to you. They won't share what you are, like what they are learning. But in technical world, you won't see such kind of people. I mean, I haven't. So we'll share everything that we learn. That is something very important in every company. If we learn a technical thing, we should post it out in our, we'll have a channel, we'll have this forum to discuss about our well-being. So we should discuss, okay, we have learned these many new skills, and that itself, uh, like we'll be visible, and also we are helping, indirectly helping our teammates to learn new skills. Then access to resources. So the primary thing is access to resources. That, like, I would say YouTube is the best resource anybody can access. YouTube is something very big, it's very vast. Anyone can post out their videos, anyone can view. So YouTube is the biggest resource you'll find in the internet for free. There are several courses, so what you need to do is go search for the latest technology or framework you want to learn. Then, like, stick on to that. Like, first thing is, before learning, you will need to understand what the framework does, like what is the project, or how will the framework or tool help in building a project. Once you learn that, you will be surely able to learn that framework. The thing is, if we understand the importance of learning that particular thing, we learn. Okay, in IBM we have this event called Jumpstart. So we learn a side, like we should develop a side project. So in our team, we were to develop a kind of OCR thing, and then we had no idea about what this thing is. So we we have this, every company, majority of the company have Udemy and all for free. So we searched in Udemy, we didn't find any resource. We use so many platforms, and then finally we searched in YouTube gave us the correct explanation and also the resource. that was the moment we understood, okay, YouTube is something very big. Like we knew YouTube is something that is reliable, but we had this thought, okay, OCR is something very big, that is something that is actually an image recognition kind of thing. Then we thought, okay, this will only be available in the Udemy or IBM's platforms, but that was not the case. OCR was simply explained through this YouTube videos. We understood what OCR is. We found out like, okay, we need OCR. So we had no idea about this OCR. We were like, okay, should we do this? And then we saw a project, and then we found, okay, we need this in our project. So we learned it. Once we found out, okay, we need OCR, we started learning it with full heart. So I think once you like, you should look out what the framework does, and then you should start learning. Then problem solving in the sense, it can be anything. You should, if I give you a prototype, you should be able to solve it. You have to solve it. Actually, that is something very important in the technical world. Like, the thing is, our manager will say, okay, develop a project, develop this particular product, I want this thing to execute these many steps. And then he has this problem statement, we should solve it. So that particular skill also you should earn. It is not at all learned, it should be earned. You should, somehow go to other hackathons. You'll understand what this problem solving is. uh, the other way is, there is something called lead code, hacker rank. Have you heard of these particular terms? Lead code, hacker rank, hacker earth. Okay. So, uh, anyone with the no? I guess everybody heard what lead code is. So you will understand what problem solving is. In lead code, what you will get to see is, they'll provide a problem statement. We have to solve it. We can choose any stack, we can choose any language. The ultimate aim is you should solve the problem. So through those things also you can learn. Then adapting in the sense, industry trends. Their trends in the industry is always changing. Earlier it was React. During our college time it was React. Everybody were busy in learning React. And then once we started our career, now it's still, it was in between DevOps. Now it's mainframe. So we need to adapt. Once okay. So once they tell us, oh, my adapt spelling is wrong. Okay, once they tell us, okay, this is not what we require, we need to write this entire code in Java, we need to adapt. Oh, like, we can't say, okay, you hired me for this Python role, I won't do this in Java. Like, there is nothing. They'll simply fire you. No company is going to like make sure, okay, you just know Python, you have no idea about the Java, then you stay there. Nobody's going to tell you. You should adapt. That is something very important. You might have heard about this, right? Like, if it is always learning, we should adapt to new technical skills, learn fresh and newest technologies. Then flexibility in shifting. That is something we'll get to ask in the we'll get to we'll the interview will surely ask you this question. They'll ask you, are you flexible to work at night? Are you flexible in teamwork? Are you flexible in those many things? So flexibility is also very important. Then innovation is like, if how can we, make sure our manager recognizes us? We should provide an innovative idea. Okay, if we say, okay, even if it's a small thing, if you find out a particular code or a particular product is not that profitable, you should tell your manager, okay, I feel this would cause some loss for us. It would be better if we take this approach. If we provide an innovative idea, then our manager will listen to us. Like, they'll find us, okay, so this particular girl or this guy has some idea cooking up. Maybe we should use this brain. So innovative ideas are always welcome. Then resilience is also very important. We should understand, accept, and if a person comes and tells us, Okay, okay. In my case, I'll tell my case. So I was earlier in a very SRE team, a DevOps team. I had to work with testing. I was hired as a software developer, so I was testing. Like I had nobody to complain to. I couldn't say I was hired to a that I was hired as a developer, but I was doing this testing role. And then they told us, okay, now you will be again into DevOps. So into this DevOps and then into some other development, core development, products, backend. So it was always, turmoil, I would say. So we should have this resilience. We shouldn't tell. This is something, if we really feel our skill is, I have seen people with 8 years of experience, they'll say they have this strong profile in front end development. They'll say, okay, I know this front end, I am able to switch to React, Vue or Angular. That's actually very different in my case. Okay, I am a fresher. I should be adaptable to any technology they ask. So adapting is also very important. Next, tools. Have you seen these tools? LinkedIn and GitHub. Like anybody with no idea about LinkedIn? Everyone. Okay, that's nice. What about GitHub? Okay. Heard about GitHub also? So, is there anyone who has no idea about what GitHub or LinkedIn is? So, these are very great tools, GitHub and LinkedIn. Through LinkedIn, we can actually, promote ourselves. We can post our victories. If we get a verified badge, we can post it in LinkedIn. If we get a certificate, we can post it in LinkedIn. If we get to interact with the technically very ample person, we can actually show that in LinkedIn. We can post. It is actually very similar to Instagram. The thing is, in LinkedIn, we'll discuss about this tech. Uh, they they also have this feature called job hiring. Several There are several HRs recruiting through GitHub. I mean LinkedIn. I'm sorry, LinkedIn. I have actually my two of my friends got hired into two different companies through this LinkedIn. There is something called skills. We can add our skills in our GitHub, and our friends can actually endorse us. Okay, if my friends think, okay, Saran is good in this particular skill, then they'll endorse me. So these company people, what they'll do is they'll list out these many skills we want, and if their skill requirement and our skill set match together, then they'll send us their details, they'll send us their HR's mail, they'll ask us if we are interested in joining a company. And I've seen, yeah, have you heard of Qburst company? Qburst, Nissan, Accenture, these many companies have actually, I've heard them hiring through LinkedIn. That too, personally messaging those people, directly messaging them. Then is the powerful Git and GitHub. Okay, so that's my interesting topic. So, how many of you have GitHub account? Everyone? Okay. One person? 2%. So, okay. So, like, okay, there I guess several people who have been GitHub. So is there anyone who has not at all, like who has no idea what Git and GitHub is? Any first years during our college? We like in our S1, we heard in our college we heard what Git and GitHub is. We had no idea about this in our earlier period of time. So no idea. Okay, Susan George has no idea. So okay, Susan, can you? Which college are you from? Also your your branch. Okay, those people who have said no idea, can you all type out which college are you from? Also your year of study and your branch. You said first year. Okay, first year students are, that's fine. First years. So Git and GitHub. We'll build projects um, during our college time. So if we okay, You guys know about this Instagram, right? Everybody should have heard about this Instagram. So Instagram is a social connecting app. Through Instagram, we can actually connect with people. We can chat with people. So there is some feature called following and followers. Some people will request us to follow, and then after a period of time, they'll unfollow us. I don't know what that, like, what happiness do they find from that unfollowing thing. I don't want to be a fan of theirs. So I've seen these people unfollowing. So that actually, like, that is something I don't find. I used to do this third party app, and I used to provide my details to this third party. And then one day my Instagram was at, they asked me to confirm if I was a human. They asked me to re-enter my password. There were so many things happening, and my all of a sudden, my, like, I thought my Instagram was going to, my, they were planning to ban me, I would say. And then I thought, why am I waiting? Why shouldn't I build a code, or like, why should I depend on this particular third party app to find out who all unfollowed me? So it was a very simple tool to find out who all unfollowed me. So that project was actually very helpful for me. Uh, and the fun fact was, I told my friends. So my friends started texting me. So find out who all unfollowed me. And I had no, like, I should spend my time. I should run this framework. I should fetch their details and run this particular code, and then display, like, tell them, okay, these many people unfollowed you. So I found it very hard. So what I did was, I pushed. Okay, I posted it in my GitHub. In GitHub, we say push. So I pushed it into my GitHub repository. Means yeah, like, okay, I pushed it into my project. So we call it repository. So in my repository, I pushed my project, and then uh, my friends started using it. That was actually very nice. Like, first thing I found happiness was, okay, like, at least my um, repository was getting starred. Also, they were using my repository. I found happiness. It was a very small, simple app, I would say. No UI, just the working was through terminal. We'll have to provide the following and unfollowing list, and then they'll figure out how to. I mean, like, my app will list out who all are your fans, who all, like, there were several. I don't remember the exact number and all. The, like, who all we follow, who all follow us. There were so many features. So these projects can be, once they are pushed into the GitHub, other people will look take a look into our project. In not just IBM, in every company, we'll work on a product or a project. If it's a product company, we'll work on a product. If it's a project, a service company, we'll work on a project. So during this working, we should collaborate with our other people, right? So if I write a particular function, let me say, if I write the function to add two numbers, and my teammate write a function to subtract two numbers, like, we are developing a calculator, let's say, and my manager has assigned these many tasks. So if, like, first task is to add the numbers, then, like, he'll say, okay, line number 1 to 10, Saran adding numbers, line number uh, 11 to 20, like, some other person, Adul, Alina, anyone to add their particular code. And that was actually, like, I should write the code. I should send, like, after writing my code, I should WhatsApp them, or I should mail them. Like, in technical world, you won't see this 10 or 20 lines of code. It would be billions, not billions. That was actually an exaggeration. I would say 10,000 and 20,000s of codes, not 10, actually, lakhs codes. So you will have to share this particular thing through a very high, you know we cannot send high, like, files more than 25 MB through Gmail, even WhatsApp. So there is this particular framework called Git, through which we can share our code. That is purely for code collaboration. We can actually upload our code. We can, you know, commit our, we can amend or we can edit our code. Other people can also commit to our repository. They can also contribute to our repository. We'll all collaborate, and then we'll have this project, and our manager can see who all contributed, who all did what all, and what is the current status. We can also deploy the project there if our framework is deployable. So Git is very powerful. Git is not that simple to learn for a fresher. So you should start watching YouTube. It might take around 2 or 3 days. You should spend your time. You should learn Git and GitHub. That is very important. That is actually something called version control system. Sorry, VSC. And then we'll there is, have you heard? Okay, no, nothing. Okay, so there is something called DevOps, and the primary thing in DevOps is this Git and GitHub. We should know about this versioning. Once the version is to be changed, then we have to go through every line of code and then change everything. But through Git and GitHub, it is very simple. So Git is something very powerful. Okay. Then, so this is the final slide. Okay. There are 5 steps in design thinking. Design thinking is very important in product company. If you guys are planning for a product company, then I guess you will hear about this design thinking. So anybody, like anyone heard about this design thinking? Anyone has any small idea? I'll take it as a no. Okay, is it a no? No idea about this design thinking? No. Okay. Okay. Design. Yes. So empathize is something you will have to go to your customer or stakeholders. You will have to ask them what is your requirement, what should we do to help you. You should empathize with your stakeholders. You should uh, ask them what all are the challenges faced by them. You should empathize and then collect all those requirements. Then is the define state. Define means you should define, like for example, if the person uh, like, okay, so there is this person who wants it is design thinking is not at all for this tech. Okay, it is something for everything, whether it's a technical world or non-technical world. Design thinking is applicable for everything in the world. So next thing is define. We'll have to define what the problem is. What is the problem faced by this particular guy? What is the problem faced by this stakeholder? The stakeholder will be around, okay, stakeholder is somebody who is the client, I would say. Let's take him as a client, and then client wants to do a project. So the stakeholder list would be around 30 to 35 stakeholders. We'll have this conversation minimum, I would say. And then we'll define what their problem is. We'll define, okay, this guy, okay, let's take as an example, there is this guy who is not able to walk. So we know this guy requires a wheelchair. So this guy says, okay, I need to commute from here to there. I don't want anybody to accompany me. I should walk on my own. Not walk, I should be able to commute from this place to that place. And then there are his certain rules. He defines so many things, and then we should define the whole thing in a very simple problem statement. We'll through define phase, we'll develop this problem statement. Then we'll ideate in the sense, we'll start working. Okay, so this guy needs to move from one place to another. So what all can we do? We'll start ideating this. Ideation in the sense, we'll understand, okay, so these are his, we'll from this problem statement we'll understand, so this guy needs something that has a wheel. So if we build something with a wheel, then it will be easier to commute. So through this ideation phase, we'll understand, okay, so this is something he requires. For, let us say, like, what if in the early stage, like, let us just take the example of this guy, and then what if I say, okay, I am a person who, like, I have no this, I don't have this ability to walk. So I am the stakeholder. I tell a product manager, okay, I need to move from my place to my college. So that guy will collect all those information. That guy would say first thing is, okay, this thing requires a square shaped uh, wheel kind of thing, so that can be rotated. So first thing he does is, okay, something that can be moved on its own, and then he'll prototype it. He'll Prototyping simply means develop it. The From this problem statement, he'll develop the uh, required thing, and then he'll test it. Once the test is passed, once the test is done, then it will be again sent to this ideation team. Ideation team will look, okay, so is the final product in compliance with this ideation, and if both those conditions are satisfied, then it will be, it will be deployed. If it's not the case, then they'll start from this ideation again. They'll provide a new they'll provide a new approach. Then the prototyping team will prototype it again, and then the testing team will test it again, and then they'll send to the ideation team. So then also this ideation team looks, okay, what is this thing doing, is this working? And if it is working, then like ideation team always say, okay, this will work. So it'll that is something they say, because there's this idea, and we find these issues only in this testing phase. So after ideation, through this prototyping, after ideation we have this prototyping, then after prototyping we have this testing, and then we'll again ideate, and then once the testing is passed, the product will finally be deployed. Okay, sharp 8:30. Okay, anyone with any questions? Anybody? Anyone? Okay, anybody with any questions? Should I post my? Sure. If it, may I know your achievement? If you actually, every achievement is not that small. Even if it's a hackathon prize winning, it's something very big. So, may I know your achievement, or is it something very confidential? Yeah, surely. In your early career, what you can do is posting these kind of workshops details on LinkedIn. You should use certain keywords. Like if it's something related to AI, you should post, okay, this is something related to AI. If it's something related to STEM, you should say this is something related to STEM. So you should post it in LinkedIn. Surely you can. Also, don't forget to uh, include your experiences and the organization that hosted this particular event. Okay, then.
If anyone is having any doubt, please mention in the chat box or you can unmute and ask.
Actually, they'll post their requirement in their page. You should follow those companies, and it will be listed. If you have those skills mentioned in your skill set, then LinkedIn will auto match and recommend you. Thing is, you need to make sure. Hi, Srinas. You should make sure you post your skill set correctly. So Srinivas was the one who connected me with this LBS college students. Uh, Srinivas is actually like, can you speak a word about this event or anything? Is if you are able to, or are you out of station? Okay, okay, that is fine. Oh, dedication to. Okay. Uh, Thing is, you should practice. You should watch YouTube videos about aptitude questions. I would say start practicing from now on. The earliest you start, the quicker you will be able to achieve your dream. So start from now on. Don't waste your time. So practicing these questions is really important, and it's something that you won't get within a month. Like, you should practice for at least 1 year to get your dream job. So once you start practicing, you'll understand the importance. Mhm. You can connect with me in LinkedIn. Like, I have my, like, okay, I'll share my LinkedIn in the group after this call. Yes, learning is the biggest asset. Learning education is something that is free of cost, and that can be used as a tool to fight. Okay, then what else? I would say these there are like, not just developer roles. There are this community relationship jobs are there, where if you feel you can help out people in the community, there is something called community relationship. There are CSA activities, ISR activities, CSR activities. There are several activities. If you feel you are into this volunteering, then you can actually you can there are companies who, no, I guess every company has this portal, right? So they'll, if you feel you are into this volunteering, you should tell them, okay, I am into this volunteering, I would like to be your CSR partner, or I can be your evangelist, and then they'll they might hire you. Depends on the manager or the, the interviewer. But it would be safer if you land on the developer side first. Actually, that is something very simple, rather than these community activities. Not, I wouldn't say this is not bad. The thing is, once you start this technical development thing, and then you can actually switch to other sections also. So if your company, like, every company has the CSR activities, so you can tell them, okay, I am interested into the CSR. They'll assign you into that job. Team lead is people skills. That's actually really hard, I would say. That is not as simple as we see. uh, I had this thinking of being a team lead is something very simple, but I understood we need to assign jobs to other people. We need to tell them, okay, okay, Vivek, do this many tasks. I need you to complete, and you should show me by tomorrow evening. If I have that, commanding voice, or if I have that, like, if I can, then if I could, I would have been a very better team lead in my previous team. But that is something, I guess, a fresher is not that good. If you're struggling in that people management skill, freshers really need to maintain that, because the thing is, in a team there will be people of different age groups. So first thing you will face is, okay, you should go to a 35-year-old person and tell them, okay, I need you to complete this task in 24 hours. And if they don't, or if they don't message us back, we cannot ask them in a rude manner, or we cannot just say, okay, the thing you have done is completely wrong. We should be very polite. We should tell them very politely, okay, hi, this is not the correct approach. We should take this in a very different manner. So, like, if we are really frustrated, then these soft words won't come. So people skill is really hard. I guess I am not that good in people management now. I am developing that. So that is also something you will get from this community activities. Like this, the chairperson of IEEE is like a person who will see different, different communities. Like, we is there, computer society is there, there are PES is there. So he'll have to maintain every team. He has to do this particular, team management thing. And I guess if Srinivas could have, his words would be better, because I have no idea about these things. I was a chair, so I knew about my thing. It was comparatively simpler. Yes, there are actually open source projects like Streamlit. We can contribute to that also. But networking and communication skills. Okay, networking has, you should network with a technical person. It's not like you should talk with other people who are not that interested. Like we'll see random people on everywhere. If we are on a bus or on a train, we'll see random people. If we feel a person who has this ample knowledge in this technical world, and if that person can help us, then we should communicate with that person. We should make sure that person remembers us. So one thing you can do is you should connect with them through LinkedIn, and then we should post our achievements like frequently. Then that guy will remember, okay, so I saw this guy on train, or I saw this guy on bus, and that guy is actually very good in technical activities. I have seen him posting so many things on LinkedIn. So that guy will, at least they'll, after a couple of posts, they'll react your messages, or they'll ask you what all have you done, or how to uh, uh, be a good communication, like, oh, anything that you do. Like in my case, people have asked me, how do you make sure you manage your work and these activities. I've seen people, like, I make sure I communicate with technically active people. I communicate with them. I make sure I connect with them on LinkedIn. And then after some, like, after about 2 or 3 months, after frequent posting, they like, I make sure I chat with them. I'll at least message them, not just hi and hello. I'll message them, okay, there is something, there are certain events happening, are you interested in joining? And then after about, like, maybe in a month or two, they'll reply us back. There are certain open source projects, force is there, you should contribute to force. And then Streamlit, Prisma, their Frappe is all open source. You can view their code, you can contribute there. There is something called Zero, the managing of stock marketing. You can, their project is fully open sourced. You can actually contribute and then raise a PR. Contribution. Yes, you should know something. You should learn technical things. Yes, the thing is, we had this connection through a, we networked, we connected through a mutual chairperson. And then we used to watch other people's, we used to see each other's LinkedIns. And then I understood Srinivas is a guy who is good in this technical thing. Oh, okay, he's somebody who does this volunteering and all sincerely. So I understood, okay, this guy is somebody worth uh, connecting. And then uh, I guess he also had the same thought of my about me. And then once this chance came, he pinged me. So networking and communication is something important. You should network, uh, otherwise nobody will see you, or your you won't be recognized. Okay, it's 8:42. uh, Hackathons will give us the idea about what the solution is. Also, if we might if we, after learning React or after learning a particular framework, we'll think of ourselves as somebody very good in technical world. And then that thought can be easily, negotiated. Once you go to a hackathon, you will find very latest people using very latest technologies. Those things we do through this React can be done in very few seconds through ChatGPT. We should use the correct prompt in the ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will provide the whole source code. So we'll understand, okay, there are certain other frameworks There is so many tools are out there, and even I don't have any idea about this infinitely many tools. So connecting with people, connecting with technical people is easier through this hackathon. We'll understand, or we'll see so many, uh, how do I say, we'll see so many adipoli technical people in these hackathons. We'll see their contribution, we'll understand their point of views. We have this chance to network with them, and then we'll understand how all they learned. So hackathons really help us in improving our professional network. Also, there are several hackathons happening, and those judges will be from different companies, and they'll hire us if we perform well. I guess there is some Malu programmers hackathon happening in August. I'm not sure if I'm right, but there is this thing happening in a month or two. And the judges are also from different startups. They'll hire people whom they feel is compatible in their company. So hackathons are important.
So sorry to interrupt, but we have exceeded our time limit for the meeting. So,
Yes,
yeah.
okay. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, Srinivas, and thank you, Computer Society, for inviting me. Make sure you guys connect with each other on LinkedIn. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. On behalf of IEEE CS LBSCEK Chapter and GEC Kannur and College of Engineering Tricharipur and Informatika event 4.0 event, I thank you, Sarin, and all for participating in this event. I'll be posting the forms in the chat box and also in the WhatsApp group. And you have to fill it within 5 minutes because I'll be closing the response within 5 minutes. So thank you all. You can leave the meeting after filling the form.